Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, How to Promote Your Brand and Prescribe the Ideal Homeowner Parking Spot. We have a lot of great information to share with you today and an awesome panel of speakers. But before we get started, I'd like to mention a couple of housekeeping items about the webinar. First, all attendees will be muted during today's webinar, but if you have any questions at all for our team, please put them in the chat box. I will be monitoring the chat today, as well as plugging in some helpful links as well. So any questions, plug them in the chat. Once the webinar is over, we will be sending the recording out in case you missed any information, so stay tuned for that. Along with the recording, we will also be sharing a survey that we would love for you guys to take. Quick survey, only 5 questions. We would just love to get your feedback about how we can make improvements in the future. So, without further ado, I am pleased to introduce you to today's panel. First, we have Flossie Miller, Executive VP of Marketing and Business Development, joining us today. Flossie has been with the family business since 1988. She received an MBA from Arizona State University and has 30 years of sales and marketing experience in the door industry. Flossie has served on both the International Door Association Board as well as the Institute of Door Dealer Education and Accreditation Board. She was honored with the IDA Distinguished Service Award in 2020. Next, we have David Makepeace, General Sales Manager, on the line today. David graduated with a Bachelor of Laws from the University of Manchester, UK, and has over 15 years of experience in sales and customer relations. Joining Miller Edge in 2014 as part of their inside sales team, he has held many notable roles, including Diversified Market Supervisor and Regional Sales Manager for the Eastern U.S. region prior to his current role as General Sales Manager. We also have a surprise special guest joining us today that we'll introduce later on. And finally, my name is Mary Adams, Marketing and Communications Coordinator, aka today's DJ, monitoring the chat today. Any questions that you have, please put them in the chat box. So let's get started. Hi, Flossie. We're excited to hear from you about brand promotion.
Hi, Mary. I'm really excited to be here to introduce this new promotional item specifically for residential door and service providers. So as the title says, brand promotion, using merchandising to grow your service business. So let's start off with a little general background about promotional items and growing your business. I think many of these things are things that you already know about. You want to stand out among your competition, provide reminders, be top of mind. The garage door system, unfortunately, is one of the least thought of home appliances to service. I live in Phoenix, and I will say, without a doubt, every spring, I never forget to call the AC company to come and make sure that my air conditioning will be working in the summer. But typically, homeowners don't mark their calendars for door service calls. So how do you keep your company top of mind? Let's take a quick poll here. I'm curious as to how many people in attendance actually use promotional merchandise as a sales tool. So thank you, Mary, for bringing that poll up. So just a quick and easy for selection, never, sometimes, often, always. If you could just answer that really quickly. The promotional items tend to be things that in the marketing world we sometimes refer to as trinkets and trash. Of course, we don't want them to fall into the trash category. Those are those items that people take but don't really look at again and throw away. Trinkets are things that stay on hand and act as a reminder. And it's really anything that you purchase that has your brand, your company name printed on it. So Mary, how are we doing with responses?
Great, Flossie. I'm going to close the poll now and put the results up.
Okay, terrific. So everybody uses promotional merchandise sometimes. Interesting, in this morning's webinar, it was sometimes and often that were both tied for the lead. So let's talk a little bit about really how to select that ideal promotional merchandise. We don't want things, we don't want that trash, right? And ideally, when you're selecting your promotional merchandise, you want to have immediate brand recognition. You want it to be budget friendly and lend itself to increasing future business. Really, what I think are the two most key items here on this list is that you want that item to be in the ideal place at the ideal time and long lasting. We're showing here a coffee mug. And while, yes, a coffee mug may get used every day, are people really thinking about servicing their garage door while they're drinking their morning coffee? The ideal place to have it is in the garage. So today we are introducing ParkDoc. It is a parking curb that is located inside the garage that helps homeowners locate their ideal parking spot. So a homeowner's real challenge is, where do I park, right? If I park not far enough in, then I can't walk around the back of my vehicle. If I park too far in, I might be knocking over my bike or my golf clubs. The challenge for the garage door service company is creating reminders, being top of mind, and securing repeat business. Door stickers are good, but again, you want the logo, your company brand, to be visible. So if you put a sticker on the door, we need to think about, when do people spend the most time in their garage? Typically, it's when they're out there working, cleaning, the car is pulled out, the door is open, which means your sticker is up on the ceiling. What ParkDoc does is attach it to the floor, and the beauty of it is that it can be branded with your company name, so it is visible while the homeowner is in the garage. So ParkDoc combines useful functionality along with branded merchandising. It can be used in multiple ways. It can either be an add-on aftermarket sale, or it can be used to really increase your brand awareness and let customers know that you care about keeping their door in good operating condition, about their possessions that they keep in the garage. So why choose ParkDoc? Why prescribe the ideal parking spot? Well, it benefits both the homeowner and the dealer. Again, it benefits the homeowner by avoiding damage to the door. It avoids impact with walls or items or possessions within the garage. It is made in the USA, right, in our Pennsylvania manufacturing location. And as well, it's very easy to install. Your technician can install it should you choose, or the homeowner can also easily install it themselves. It's interesting to note that 83% of consumers say that they are more likely to do business with a brand that gave them a promotional product. If you choose to use this as a free promotional giveaway, it's a great idea to show thanks to great customers, to create a positive business reputation. Again, you care to turn customers into repeat business. And it also benefits you by providing low-cost advertising beyond the door installation and service call. It's also a good way to expand your product offering. Couple ideas: you may want to consider offering a promotion. As you may know, May is Garage Door Safety Month. So perhaps you want to have a promotion and say, if you schedule a multi-point safety check during the month of May, you'll receive a free ParkDoc. It can also be used as service reminders. Again, while people are in the garage, they may think, oh, that's right, I haven't had the door serviced in a while, I should probably call. It can also be used as a cash and carry sale item. And by that, I mean, if you have a showroom, it is in retail packaging, so you can sell it through your showroom. If you do home shows, it's an ideal cash and carry item that you can sell right out of your exhibit space. And I will say that many of these ideas came as a result of a select group of residential door companies who agreed to participate in our focus group last year. I'm excited to have with us today Kevin Petit of Smokey's Garage Door Service. He agreed to be a part of our test market focus group last year, and he's here to share his thoughts on ParkDoc. So David, I'll let you do the honors and you can introduce Kevin.
That's right. Thanks, Flossie. This is David here. And I'm really excited to introduce our special guest, Kevin Petit. For those of you who may not be familiar with Kevin, he's the owner of Phoenix-based Smokey's Garage Door. He's a well-respected and long-time active contributor in the garage door industry. He first began working on garage doors with his dad, Smokey, who founded Smokey's Garage Door in 1982. And Kevin began his career as a service technician before opening his own garage door service, repair, and installation business in 1996. He served in various capacities for door industry organizations, including as president of the International Door Association from 2019 to 2021. So thanks for joining us, Kevin. How are you doing today?
Hey, well, thank you very much for having me. I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day in Phoenix.
It's always a beautiful day in Phoenix, right?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, thank you for joining us. And as Flossie mentioned, you were one of our beta testers for the ParkDoc. And I wanted to start off by asking you, why did you want to be part of the beta for this particular product?
Well, it's anytime we're given an opportunity to participate in something like this, something that's being introduced to the industry as something innovative or new or beneficial to my customers, I take it as an honor and a privilege. So it's really something I was really happy to be invited, to have the opportunity. And I think 40 plus years of experience. Hopefully, I've got a little bit of input. Just a different perspective, again, from the dealer side that might work in conjunction with your tech people and make a good product. And I think you guys have done a fantastic job. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, just a little bit of experience, right? So how did you find the overall experience with ParkDoc? How did it perform and what did you like about it?
Performed very, very well. Starting with kind of the installation. Other stuff that I have used in the past, you had to use a bunch of glue and then you had to kind of set it in position and wait multiple days and all that. Well, fortunately, the very strong two-sided sticky tape that you guys employ really does a fantastic job. Very easy to install. As noted, you just clean the concrete off. I'm kind of OCD, so I did a lot of cleaning on the concrete, just make sure it's going to stick, which it definitely did. And been very, very happy with it. You see the little picture there. That's my wife's hot rod, and I definitely want to make sure that she doesn't accidentally bump into my hot rod right in front of that. So it's a good product to put in place, and it has worked very well for me.
Absolutely. We got to keep everybody happy. That's right. So thank you for providing that image. It's I think a great visual so people can really see what this looks like. I can see that in the picture, there's another parking aid that's installed in front of ParkDoc. And it made me think about, how does ParkDoc compare with other parking aid solutions that you've seen and tried, like including, similar to what you've got there, but the tennis balls, laser lines, anything else that you've come across?
Well, all of the above I've tried through the years. I'm fortunate I have 6 now adult children, so as they started to learn how to drive, you're always really cautious about what's going to happen. But what I really do like about it, and the picture is nice to show kind of the footprint. You see that it's 30% larger than one of the competitors there. So you don't have to be extremely precise on your drive up to position. So I like that. I think the picture demonstrates that it's very forgiving. I say I've tried the laser lights and just kind of struggle with that. But the way this has come together, it's of appropriate size. It's not extremely tall. I think that's another issue where I think it almost could become a safety problem with some of these things I've seen that are 6 inches tall. So I really like that. Yeah. The sizing of it's ideal.
Yeah, I think right. There's a lot of benefits there from the customer over the other solutions that are out there and available. How does this benefit you as a business? So, making sure that obviously the customer's got a product that's great is very important. But are there other aspects that you like about this that allow you to better market yourself, for example?
Well, which Flossie talked about, how can you put your branding out? We've all got magnets and the stickers that Flossie indicated, hats, all the things that hopefully everybody is trying to employ. But I hadn't thought about that with stickers in particular. I'm a stickler with my employees about putting those up. But yeah, when the doors open, which is when you're in the garage, you can't see it. So what's real nice, and again, this was a beta version, but my name and my company phone numbers printed right there. I definitely want to have, and will have all mine customized, because you have that as an option, whether standard Miller Edge, or you can customize it to the vending, the public air. So yeah, my name and my phone number is very readily available to our customers. So I think that it makes it good for them. If they have an issue, I'm right there in front of them, and who to call.
Yeah, absolutely. Thinking about the garage itself, it's worth noting, I think, that as professionals in the door industry, we can sometimes assume that everyone understands the importance of safety in and around the door and the garage, but it's not necessarily something that homeowners focus on, I think, unless they have an issue or an accident in recent memory. I believe, Kevin, you've got a good personal story about how these solutions like ParkDoc can genuinely increase safety. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I'm a member of, or I should say, one of my oldest son is a member of a very select group of people that you don't talk about much in public. But for those of you out there who have teenagers and getting ready to drive, if like mine always wanted to wash our truck, we had a Suburban, so 3 or 4 times a week he had to go out and want to wash the truck. Well, in doing so, he wouldn't move the hose to get to another side. He wanted to reposition the truck. So every time, instead of moving a hose, he'd move the truck, an opportunity to drive. Well, when all was said and done, went to very carefully park the vehicle into the garage, which he did, but he just kind of kept right on going and back on into his sister's bedroom. So one of those things we don't talk about much in public, but it happens, and it happens more than we might admit to. But if we had the ParkDoc in place, there's no question he would have stopped where he was supposed to, and I wouldn't continually embarrass him through the rest of his life.
Well, and I think all joking aside, I think these accidents do happen a lot. They just don't necessarily get brought up and talked about. And it's a nice little insurance policy, like you said, to make sure that kind of thing doesn't happen. It's definitely a smart way to do it. Well, thank you so much again for joining us, Kevin. We're so thrilled that you could be with us here, and for providing some really valuable insights for other door professionals. We really appreciate it.
Oh, it is certainly my privilege as well. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for joining us and sharing your experiences, Kevin.
Absolutely.
So, David, can you tell people a little bit more about how they can get ParkDoc for their own business?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great question, Flossie. Let's see. First off, we'll see the part numbers and what's included. So there's two part numbers for ParkDoc. There is PD-16-C. That's what customers should order if they want to customize the product label with their own company information. And then we also have PD-16-M. That's a generic ParkDoc and Miller Edge branded version for those who are not looking to use their own company branding. In terms of what's included, each ParkDoc consists of the 16-inch long parking aid itself. As we talked about earlier, this is a really nice, heavy-duty size that will not only look great in the homeowner's garage, but also it's going to stand the test of time. It's going to last there year after year. The included label runs almost the full length of the parking aid to make sure that the homeowner can easily see the branding, which again, we talked about the importance of being able to see that when they're in the garage. A heavy-duty VHB adhesive strip makes it quick and easy to apply ParkDoc to the ideal spot. And again, make sure that it stays there and remains in place. We don't want this to kind of shift around over time. And then the retail packaging is designed to appeal directly to the consumer market. It's going to look great in a showroom or on a counter display area. And as with all Miller Edge solutions, you can expect a high level of quality, which is why every ParkDoc comes with a full 1-year warranty from date of shipment. Now, we know that dealers want to maximize inventory space and reduce shipping costs, so ParkDoc is being sold exclusively in pack quantities of 8. If you want to get ParkDoc in your dealership as soon as possible, this is a really critical piece to pay attention to. On the screen, you'll see the customization form that must be completed with your information in order for us to process a purchase order. You'll complete this form and send it to us via email. This provides us with the information to brand the label with. And don't worry, you'll have a chance to review an image of the label before your order ships. So we'll email you a sample for evaluation. Now you can find a link to the form in the chat box. You can get started on completing it straight away. Just a quick note, if you want the generic ParkDoc Miller Edge branded version, then no need to complete the customization form. You can just go ahead and send your order right in. You can always expect great collateral from Miller Edge, and ParkDoc is no different. We have a simple and clean sell sheet to help your team understand the basic details, features, and benefits for ParkDoc. We also have a great step-by-step set of installation instructions. To make this as easy as possible for the user, we have 3 simple steps shown as images right on the back of the ParkDoc box. If you want more details, all you need to do is scan the QR code and it will take you to the full instructions document. So as you can see, from your team to the homeowner, we've really got you covered with all the support you may need.